Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Olakunbi. In this video today, I'll be showing you how to draft a basic skirt pattern. This video is necessary because in future I'll be making reference to this tutorial. If you're new to my channel, you are most welcome. I post videos on this channel every week. Please do well to subscribe, like and share. And don't forget to put on your notification bell so as to get notified each time I put up a video. Thank you. The materials we'll be needing for this tutorial are our pattern paper, tape measure, marker, straight ruler, hip curve, and of course our scissors. So let's get straight into the tutorial. The important measurements needed for this tutorial are our waist circumference 30 inches, hip circumference 40 inches, waist to hip is 10 inches, skirt length is 28 inches. But for the skirt length, you have to determine your band if you're going to be attaching a band and subtract it from the total length of the skirt you have measured. Except you don't want it to have a band, then you can go ahead with your measurement. On my pattern paper, I have drawn two lines. This line is the waistline while this is for the skirt length. The length of the skirt without the band is 26 inches, so mark whatever measurement you have on both sides, then connect the points, and this has become your hemline. From this end to this end is now our skirt length. I'll be creating two boxes in which I'll use to draft half of the front skirt block and half of the back skirt block. Divide your hip circumference by 4, then add 1 inch for the side seam allowance. Mine is 10 inches plus 1 inch, making 11 inches. So for the two boxes, a total of 22 inches. I'll mark 22 inches on the waistline and 11 inches, which is half of 22 inches, so as to create two boxes. I'll also mark same measurements on the hemline and connect the points with my ruler. The next thing is to mark the waist to hip measurement. The measurement I'll be using is 10 inches, so I'll mark 10 inches on both sides and connect the points. This line has become the hip line. Before we go further, I'll mark this line my center front and this my center back. Taking the waist circumference measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch for that, whatever you get, mark on the waistline of the front block starting from the center front line. Mine is 7.5 plus 1 inch, making 8.5 inches. On the back block also, mark same measurement on the waistline starting from the center back line. Insert a quarter of your hip measurement on the hip line. A quarter of my hip measurement will be 40 inches divided by 4, which is 10 inches. So I'll measure 10 inches on the hip line starting from the center front line. Insert same measurement on the back block hip line starting from the center back. Connect the waist measurement to the hip measurement using your hip curve ruler or any other curve ruler you have. For a straight skirt, using the same measurement used on the hip line, transfer and mark same measurement on the hemline. I'll mark 10 inches, then connect the points from the hip to the hemline on both front and back block. It's time to insert the darts. Remember, we added 1 inch for our dart on the waistline. Now there are two ways to calculate the placement of the dart. The first is if you are connecting the skirt block to an upper bodice block, then you need to use half of the nipple to nipple or bust span measurement used in the upper bodice block to mark the dart on the skirt block so that it aligns when both upper and lower blocks are joined together. But if you are just making a skirt that will not be joined, then measure half of your waistline measurement in your block like so and mark. Make sure you do the same for the back block. From the dart point, go down by about 4 to 5 inches and mark your measurement. I'll be using 5 inches because I'm on the taller side. To create the dart legs, mark half an inch on both sides of the dart point. Remember, we added 1 inch for the dart, so half an inch on both sides will add up to 1 inch. Using your straight ruler, connect the points just like I'm doing to form your dart legs. The back dart is slightly longer than the front by an inch, so you can use anything between 5 to 6 inches depending on what you used in the front. I'll go down by 6 inches and mark, and also mark half an inch on both sides, then connect the points to form the dart legs. To give our skirt a good fit on the waistline, we will go up at the side seam by half an inch and mark. Then go down below the waistline by half an inch at the center front and mark. Using your curve ruler, connect both points, and this has formed our new waistline. If you are fusing both bodies and skirt block, no need to do this, just still maintain the original waistline. Repeat the same thing on the back side seam, then with your curve ruler connect to the center back. If you want your skirt more fitted, you can make it a pencil skirt. All you have to do is take away 1 inch or more from the hemline measurement depending on how fitted you want your skirt to be, and make your mark. I'll be using 1 inch for mine, then draw a line from your hip to the new point on the hemline. And you have made your pencil skirt. I'll cancel this line because we'll be using the pencil skirt now. On the back panel, I'll create a skirt vent or slit for the skirt. Starting from the hemline, I'll go up by 7 inches and mark, or you can determine the slit height according to your taste. Then extend another point from the first point by 2 inches. Go to the hemline and extend a line by 2 inches. Then connect both extended points from hemline upwards and join the top with a slightly slanted line. We will now be adding the allowance all around the skirt. At the back panel, starting from the waistline down, add half an inch allowance. This will also be used for the back zipper allowance. If you are using lining, you can increase the allowance up to 1 inch. Go around the vent as well and connect points with your straight ruler. Mark 1.5 inches for the hem allowance and connect the points together using a straight ruler. The center front is going to be cut on fold, so it will have no seam allowance, but I'll just indicate a fold here so we don't forget. But we'll cut 2 pieces for the back panel. The next thing is to add 1 inch side seam allowance for both front and back panel. Use your straight ruler from the hip to the hem, then curve ruler from waist to hip. At the top also, add half an inch allowance for joining the waist band to the skirt. Do the same for the front panel, then cut out the pattern. I'm starting from the hem to cut out the pattern, then I'm separating front from back panel for easy cutting. Just go ahead and cut out on the seam allowance line. Cut off any excess on the center front. Then don't forget to fold in the hem allowance before cutting. Cut out the back panel as well, then you are done. If you have found this tutorial helpful, please give me a thumbs up, share to your family and friends. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you get notified each time I put up a video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.